Hello everyone. This is Dr. Rajiv Gupta. Institute name is Srimati M.D. Patel Institute of Physical Science and Research, Anand. Course name is MSc Organic Chemistry. The semester is first semester. Subject is Organic Chemistry first. The subject code is PS01 CCHE22. We are studying the unit first, which is related to stereochemistry, and today I am going to talk about representation of configuration, where we will learn Weis dash representation, Fischer projection representation, Sauer's and Neumann representations. I have divided this talk in two parts. This is part 1. So, what is representation of configuration? First, we learned what is configuration. The configuration is 3D arrangement of atoms or groups within a molecule is called its configuration. We can represent a molecule, specifically a organic molecule which contains directional covalent bonds. We can represent using various ways, where we use direct representation in the form of carbon, single bond carbon or double bond carbon, like this, where we can't show any stereo in that representations. There are specific well-defined representations of organic molecules to represent their stereo on 2D paper. As we make or we design a molecule, or we prepare or we write a molecule on a paper, we know that paper is a 2D. It has two-dimensional form. So we can draw only 2D images or 2D structures on the paper, on the screen. But on this 2D paper, we can represent a molecule in 3D way, or in 3D, three-dimensional manner, where we can observe, where we can visualize a molecule with its stereo. There are some representations of configuration. Mainly there are total 4 types. First one is Weis dash representation, second one is Fischer projection, third one is Neumann's projection, and fourth one is Sauer's representation or projection. Now these 4 types representations, which we learn in organic chemistry to draw a molecule on 2-dimensional paper. Okay, so first we see Weis dash representation. Weis dash representation. This is a 3D representation. Okay, it is 3D. Actually, this Weis dash representation is a 3D representation. 3D representation means we can observe a drawing of molecule with its stereo, means which part is our side and which part of molecule is away from us. Weis shows towards viewer and dash shows away from viewer. Groups which are attached on Weis means a single bond, a covalent bond, which will be shown by a Weis portion, which will be towards viewer. Okay, and that dash type bond will be away from viewer. Here the representation in solid lines represent principal carbon chain which lies on plane of the paper. So what is the meaning of these two lines? Let's see in the next slide. This is the wedge dash representation of a tetrahedral structure. Okay, tetrahedral structure where we put a carbon chain, principal carbon chain, that carbon chain where the word root in IUPAC system comes from. Means in IUPAC system we give a main carbon chain from which we choose a word root in IUPAC system. That principal carbon chain or longest carbon chain in organic molecule will be put in plane of the paper. So this is principal carbon chain which is on plane of the paper or plane of the screen. It is situated in plane of the screen or plane of the paper. This will be the principal carbon chain. Now we show substituents present on a specific carbon atom or a chiral carbon atom. Suppose this chiral carbon atom. If we want to show substituents arrangement or substituent configuration, then we will show one substituent on this carbon atom on wedge side and on dash. This wedge will be towards viewer, means near viewer, and this dash will be away from viewer. Okay, away from viewer, farther from viewer. So this tetrahedral carbon, suppose this is a chiral carbon, a tetrahedral carbon, so total valency of carbon atom is 4, 1 2 3 4. These 4 valencies we show in plane of paper, and these remaining two valencies will be shown as like wedge and dash. Okay, it is clear. Now we see a larger carbon chain, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 carbon chain, where this longest carbon chain has been put in plane of the paper. Okay, and substituents which are present on these carbon atoms are shown as wedge and dash. Okay, here CH2, so one hydrogen will be at wedge and one other hydrogen will be situated on dash. Okay, and on each carbon atom we can observe like this. Now observe these both structures where wedge portion is drawn here and this dash portion. In this image, wedge portion is drawn above dash portion. Now see, these both structures are same. Sometimes students make some mistake when they primarily learn these topics, that this wedge portion is how we put this wedge portion up or down. Imagine this is a tetrahedral structure. If we see wedge portion, then we can't see dash, because this dash portion is just below the wedge portion. So if we draw more properly this image, then we can't see this dash portion. So to view these both wedge and dash portions, we have to make this structure like this, some side by side both types of bonds, where we can observe both type of substituents in the structure. Actually this wedge dash portion is just below the wedge portion, so we can draw by any way, using this or using this. Both are correct, both are same. Now observe these both structures where suppose two chiral carbon are present. This 1 number carbon and 6 number, this position is also carbon atom or other thing. So this is Also wedge dash representation, 3D representation, where we can easily observe that this principal carbon chain, this one, this carbon atom and 6, this is principal carbon chain which is put in plane of paper, and 3 and 5 are put on wedge, and 2 and 4 are put on dash portion. So what we actually want to see in these structures, this is eclipsed conformation. Actually this is eclipsed conformation or cissoid conformation or syn-periplanar conformation. Means here we have to see dihedral angle between these two groups. To see dihedral angle, we have to have at least 4 atoms. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least 4 atoms. Where first one and fourth one atom, in between first and fourth atom we observe dihedral angle. If we see this angle between 5 and 6, this angle between 5 and 6 is not dihedral angle, this is bond angle, which in tetrahedral carbon is 109 degree 28 minute. But this angle between 1 and 6, the dihedral angle is 0 degree. Where dihedral angle is 0 degree, then we say that the structure is, or that the arrangement, that the conformation is eclipsed or cissoid or syn-periplanar. Syn-periplanar means both the groups or substituents or both the carbons are at syn position, both same side, and situated in a single plane. This 1 and 6 situated in a single plane. Okay, so this is eclipsed conformation. Again, we can say that we can arrange this conformation in staggered conformation. Okay, eclipsed conformation, we can draw eclipsed conformation in wedge dash representation, and we can also draw staggered conformation in wedge dash representation. In staggered conformation, if we fix this lower portion 4, 5, 6, this lower portion fixed, and move this upper portion, means move this carbon-carbon single bond, means make rotation around this carbon-carbon single bond, then we get this type of structure, and this rotation will be 180 degree. This one goes to here, it is 180 degree, total 180 degree rotation. Now this one becomes staggered or transsoid or anti-periplanar to this 6. Okay, here 1 and 6 contains 180 degree dihedral angle. Okay, 180 degree dihedral angle, and this arrangement, this conformation is staggered conformation, transsoid conformation, or anti-periplanar, means both 1 and 6 are situated in a single plane, but both are anti to each other. Both are anti or trans to each other. Again observe here 3 and 5, which are situated on wedge, both have 0 degree dihedral angle. Again 2 and 4, which are situated on dash, both have 0 degree dihedral angle in between. Again if we observe here 5 and 3, okay, 3 and 5, both groups or atom have 180 degree dihedral angle. Similarly 2 and 4 have 180 degree dihedral angle. Okay, if we observe dihedral angle between 2 and 6, suppose between 2 and 6, then it is 180 20 degree. It is 60 degree. If we observe dihedral angle between 2 and 6, it is 60 degree. Okay, so these representations are wedge dash representations, where we put principal carbon chain in plane of paper and substituents on wedge and dash. So there could be more than one carbon atoms. Suppose this molecule is a normal propane, suppose simple propane. So this will be CH3 group, this will be CH3 group, and this carbon atom which is not chiral. Okay, this carbon atom is this portion is CH2. So here this carbon atom on which hydrogen atom, one hydrogen atom will be present, and on dash another hydrogen atom will be present. So this combinedly is CH2. Now comes on Fischer projection or Fischer projection or Fischer representation. It is a two-dimensional representation. Okay, as we seen, wedge dash representation was three-dimensional, but this representation is two-dimensional. Okay, two-dimensional means here we cannot imagine or we cannot observe towards viewer or away viewer like things. It is shown by solid lines only. Okay, because it is two-dimensional, so all the atoms or groups in a molecule will be drawn in plane of paper. Okay, on plane of paper. So all the atoms or groups attached by tetrahedral carbon or other carbon atom will be shown by solid lines only. A vertical line represents principal carbon chain. This vertical line shows principal carbon chain. Principal carbon chain which was shown in plane of paper in wedge dash configuration. Here there is principal carbon chain is present at vertical line. This vertical line. Okay, this vertical line shows principal carbon chain, and horizontal lines. This is horizontal line. Horizontal lines represent substituents on the carbon atom. Okay, these shows substituents on the carbon atom. Substituents which were present on wedge dash in wedge dash representation. So these are substituents which are also shown by solid lines. Groups on horizontal lines are towards the viewer and two ends of vertical lines are away from the viewer. So we can visualize the Fischer projection as follows. Okay, this vertical line or principal chain will be away from viewer. If we imagine this structure in 3D, if we structure in 3D imagine, then we can visualize this structure like this. This is principal carbon chain, vertical line. This will be its both ends will be away from viewer. Okay, away from viewer, and these two substituents which are situated on horizontal lines, these are towards viewer. Okay, these are towards viewer, which are shown on wedge. Okay, this is actually not Fischer projection, this is Fischer projection. This is Fischer projection, but you can imagine this Fischer projection like this actually. Okay, now compare this projection from wedge dash with wedge dash representation. See, this portion, this is principal carbon chain, this portion is this here, this portion is this here, this wedge portion in wedge dash is this in Fischer projection, and this wedge portion is this in this Fischer projection. Imagine this molecule, if you flip or rotate this molecule this side, suppose this side, then these both ends of principal chain goes away from viewer, and this wedge side comes here, over here right side, and this wedge portion remains over here left side. Okay, so this structure can be imagined like this in Fisher projection. Okay, understood. Now we can imagine from this 3D structure a methane molecule is drawn here, which is tetrahedral, which has tetrahedral shape. Suppose this carbon atom is this carbon atom, central atom. This do both hydrogen atoms. Suppose this is principal chain, because here no other carbon atom is present except one. These hydrogen atoms both are away from viewer, which situated on vertical line. These both both hydrogen atoms, we can easily observe these are away from viewer, and these both hydrogen atoms which are horizontal, these horizontal, which are towards viewer, or as we shown here on page. So this is a representation like Fisher representation. So we draw actually Fisher representation by solid lines. Now see characteristics of Fisher projection. What are the characteristics of Fisher projection? The first characteristic, first we observe this molecule. Fisher projection is always eclipsed conformation, as shown here. This is two-dimensional representation, as well as it is eclipsed conformation. Always it is eclipsed conformation. When we show eclipsed or staggered, when we talk about eclipsed or staggered, when we have at least two carbon atoms in a organic molecule, then we talk about eclipsed and staggered. In methane molecule, on this type of, just where only carbon atom and four moieties are present, we don't talk about eclipsed or staggered. But if we have more than one carbon atom, means two carbon atoms or three carbon atoms or four carbon atoms, then we talk about eclipsed or staggered conformations, or we talk about only conformations. So this is the Fisher projection of a molecules. Imagine this, as we see this structure, this wedge dash representation, if we convert it into Fisher projection, then it will look like this. If you imagine this in 3D, then this vertical line, which is principal carbon chain, its both ends are away from viewer, and these horizontal lines, which are substituents, are towards viewer. Okay, and this central, both carbon atom, this carbon atom and this carbon atom is here. This C, single bond C, this is situated in plane of paper. Okay, on plane of paper, and all other portion, suppose here one atom is present, one atom. So we look like this, these horizontal lines on wedge and these vertical lines away from viewer. Imagine this molecule in this 3D structure. These both carbons are these carbon, this carbon, single bond carbon, which are situated on plane of paper. This carbon and this carbon is this, both wedge carbons. This carbon and this carbon is this, both wedge carbons, and these two dash carbons are these backside carbons. These backside carbon atoms are these both, which are away from viewer. Okay, you can easily visualize this structure. If you flip this structure by 180 degree in this direction, then 1 and 6, suppose this is 1 and this is 6, goes away from viewer. 3 and 5 goes to here at right side, and 2 and 4 remains at left hand side. Okay, now the second characteristics, now again repeat, this is always eclipsed conformation, means we cannot draw a Fisher projection in staggered conformation. Means we cannot draw a Fisher projection in staggered, means it is not possible. If you rotate this structure, this portion fixed and this portion by 180 degree, then this wedge portion, this dash portion goes to wedge. But as we see here, this is two-dimensional representation, so we cannot draw its staggered conformation. Now, in the Fisher projection, ligands or groups attached to a chiral center, suppose the carbon atom in Fisher projection is chiral, then if these ligands or groups are interchanged in the odd number, okay, interchange in the odd number means we make odd number changes, the configuration, and when interchange in even number gives identical configuration. Means if we interchange two ligands or two groups attached to chiral center, then we get different configuration or changed configuration in odd number. Odd number means 1. If you make change 1 times, then you will get different configuration. If you make change in even number means 2 times, then you will get identical configuration. If you make interchange with 3 times, then you will get, which is odd, then you will get changed configuration. Again, if you make a new change, then you will get identical, which is 4th change. So even number changes give identical configuration on the same chiral center, and odd number change will give different configuration. Okay, so the main point is that above interchange which we are making on a chiral center, above interchange should be take place on the same chiral center. Means any, because we know that chiral center is that tetrahedral carbon where all the 4 groups are different. We know that what is chiral center. In that 4 groups we can interchange any 2 groups on that same chiral center. We cannot go to other chiral center. If we go other chiral center, where then we will deal with its regioisomer. Okay, so we will never go for other chiral center in this interchange. Now take the example of this structure. This structure A, this carbon is chiral carbon because 1, 2, 3, 4, all the 4 substituents are different. Okay, if we make first interchange between 1 and 2, okay, now we get B. See, 1 goes to 2 and 2 goes to 1. Okay, 1 here and 2 here. Now this structure, or we can say this configuration, is different, okay, from this. Or we can say, because this structure contains only one chiral center, so we can say that A and B both are anisomer of each other. Anisomers which are mirror image isomers and not superimposable. So A and B are anisomers. Now we make second interchange, and these interchange we can make choosing any groups. Okay, now suppose we take 1 and 3. Now 3 goes to here and 1 goes to here, comes to here. Okay, now this structure C and B, C and A to C, this is even number 1 and 2. Okay, if we go direct A to C, then it is even number change. So A and C are identical. Okay, means no change in configuration. A and C are identical. Now C to D, make change in 1 and 4. 1 goes to here and 4 goes to. Now A and D are anisomers, means configuration is changed because overall change made in odd number, this 1, 2 and 3. That third interchange gives changed configuration structure. Now fourth interchange gives again homomer, identical or homomer. Now this new term has come, homomer. What is homomer? Homomer means identical, means exactly same compounds, exactly same. Or we can say two structures, two molecular structures which are superimposable or on each other. Okay, two molecular structures which are superimposable on each other are called homomers or identical. Okay, so A and E are homomer or identical. Now again repeat, if we see relation between two structures or two configurations, A and B are enantiomers of each other. A and C are identical to each other. A and D are enantiomers of each other. A and E are identical. Now compare this, B and C. If we compare B and C, then conversion from B to C is first interchange. Okay, if we compare B and C, then this conversion is first conversion. Suppose this is first structure, so this is first conversion which is odd number, so B and C are enantiomers. Like this, C and D also are enantiomers. D and E are enantiomers. Okay, so odd number interchange of any two groups on a chiral center gives enantiomers, or we can say change configuration if we have one chiral center, and even number interchange gives identical configuration. Now when the Fisher projection formula is rotated about 180 degree in plane of the paper, then it gives identical configuration. Okay, when Fisher projection formula rotated about 180 degree, this is Fisher projection where all the bonds are shown by solid lines. If we rotate this Fisher projection by 180 degree in plane of paper, okay, in plane of paper, not out of plane of paper, in plane of paper, so 3 goes to 1, 3 comes to 1 comes to 3, this 4 goes to on 2, and this 2 goes to on 4. Okay, this is 180 degree rotation in plane of paper. Then this change, this rotation gives identical configuration, means both are same. These both are identical, both are homomer, both structures are homomer. Okay, so this rotation by 180 degree in plane of paper is allowed in Fisher projection because it does not make any change in its configuration. Here only we can see only one chiral center. Suppose here two chiral centers, more than one carbon or two carbons. If we rotate this 180 degree, then 1 goes to on 6 and 6 goes to on 1. Okay, same 2 goes to here 5 and 5 goes to here. Okay, the axis of rotation goes to here, this carbon carbon single bond, in between this carbon carbon single bond here, which this axis is perpendicular to this screen or plane of paper. ठीक है ना? Okay, this is perpendicular to this. Now with this axis we rotate by 180 degree, then we get same configuration, means both are identical. Okay, so there will be no change in the configuration by the rotation with 180 degree in plane of paper. Now when the Fisher projection formula is rotated about 180 degree out of plane of paper, then we get enantiomer. Enantiomer means we get different configuration or changed configuration. Again repeat, 180 degree out of plane. Okay, out of plane of paper, then we get enantiomer. Now its next part we will take in next lecture. Okay, thank you. Please subscribe the channel.